Back inside the Suburban Ford 7 Sports Cave, we moved on over to the bar for the segment we all know and love, Ask the Analyst. Sports producer extraordinaire Mike Foss standing by. You're not watching Rick and Morty right now, Mike. You got to be on Twitter. There's no time for that. Can do.
Yeah, that's right. That's what the DVR is for. We'll get to that later. In the meantime, we're checking in with what the people are saying on Twitter this morning with the Lions and college football. We'll get right into it. We start with Evan with a prediction on the Lions season, saying he thinks if the Lions go 2-2 in their first 4 games, that they will be postseason bound. Bit of a bold prediction there. Hunter says, I wonder if Jake Rudock regrets going to Michigan. And we throw it back to you guys with a question from Emmanuel. Do you guys see Connor Cook as an NFL franchise QB? He doesn't show any flash. Looks like a game manager type. Guys?
Very good point. You know, and I've often thought about that Connor Cook question because a lot of people have him going potentially in the first round. I think he still needs to show first quarterback, possibly. Yeah, I still think he needs to show that, and he has in big games, but I need to see it more consistently. I think that's probably what most scouts would probably say.
Yeah, I think that's fair. You know, I haven't really canvassed scouts about him yet, but I think everybody does agree that he's going to be a first-round pick or projects to be at this point. And you know, there's probably a lot of truth to that. That look. I always say, take a little bit with what you see in the college level with a grain of salt, because when they get into the NFL, they're going to start getting NFL coaching. They're going to grow a whole lot. It's a different system, although Michigan State obviously runs more a pro style than a lot of teams. But I think he's got a shot to be a pretty good quarterback.
You have to also take into consideration 2 other Michigan State quarterbacks that were under the Mark D'Antonio system, game manager, if you will, are both starting quarterbacks in Brian Hoyer and Kirk Cousins now.
Yep. Starting quarterbacks for now.
For now.
They're starting quarterbacks in the NFL. One of them beat out Ryan Mallett. Just saying.
It's because Ryan Mallett overslept. Okay.
Jake Rudock
had a bad alarm clock.
Jake Rudock doesn't regret going to Michigan. There's no chance.
No, he wasn't going to play at Iowa. He was going to be their backup. So I don't think. I mean, playing for Harbaugh, getting all that attention, he does not at all regret.
Plus,
I wouldn't assume.
It's Michigan,
right?
Yeah.
And to
you said that convincingly,
right?
To the first tweet that we saw, I actually do think that the first game for me is the most important one. I think that if they go out to San Diego and get whooped, that can snowball against really tough competition.
I think I probably agree with the emailer there. I forget his name. I'm sorry, but look, if they go 2-2, that would put them at 10-6 in my book, and I think that gets them in. When I went through the schedule and did my NFL, or NFC playoff teams, I had St. Louis making it at 9-7, basically because they beat the Lions.
You know, fantasy football this time of the year, if you haven't had your draft yet, I'm sure you're having it sometime this week. But we went to the source. We went to The League, like the TV show, The League. Steve Ranazizi, who plays Kevin on the show, he went one-on-one with me and helped me pick my team and some other good stuff. This is a great interview, and he makes fun of me a whole lot. So that's coming up next on the Suburban Ford 7 Sports Game.